You gotta do that now. When you don't believe one of you guys, like, yeah, Prince Albert feels good, yeah, whatever. You guys gotta do it. And then by the time Lou comes back, that'll be the universal thing. That'll be his like Sufi that he made. All right, guys, I'm gonna keep this show rolling. The next comic coming, this is his debut. It's his first time here. We've done a million shows together out at the 32, where we're both legends. That's right, goddammit. Ladies and gentlemen, make some noise for RichietheC.
Thank you, Tim. Wow, this is really great. It's kind of hard leaving, the confines of Van Nuys, come all the way out here to Northridge. But well, I'm glad you're laughing. It makes it a little easier for me. I look like a lot of famous people, a little bit like Mr. Clean or Drew Carey after chemo. But some people think I look like a serial killer. Really, I just play one on America's Most Wanted. And then people ask me if I'm cold in this outfit. I'd have to say no, because I'm part German for one thing, and besides that, I work for the county, and those orange jumpsuits get so hot during the day. I said, well, are you still comfortable with just these clothes? I said, yeah, this is hard enough to keep clean. At least my Santa suit would hide the blood stains. Just kidding. It's always important to say that, because, of course, I'm just kidding. So people wonder, why I always have to do creepy jokes like this, but they get the results I want, Like, people don't ask me to babysit anymore. Well, I just talk about the mail I get. I got these little flyers. Ever seen ones that said, "Have you seen me?" I didn't know it wasn't a contest. When do we turn all those little kids in? I still want to know what I won. And that's always too bad, because a friend of mine is always on the news at some Denny's getting arrested for having dinner or breakfast with his favorite game piece. Kid or whatever. And some cops busted. Turned out they were looking for that kid. And there was another bolt. And are you kidding? It's not fair, because I'm telling you, after a few months in your basement, those kids don't look anything like their milk carton pictures. Who are they really punishing here? I can still have the Grand Slam breakfast, but what about that poor kid in the panel truck calling the placemat with the melting crayons? Who's the real victim? And another reason to be so creepy is that, women don't ask me to have kids anymore, because they were doing that all the time before. That wasn't funny. Just kidding. But because I tell them, look, honey, a kid is a living, breathing thing, and dear, you freak out when I show you just a piece of one. In formaldehyde. So anyway, so I mentioned before I'm half German, so that's why I come across so romantic. You wouldn't think Germans are so romantic, but my mother, give me a lot of romantic advice, like drink Jägermeister, and she'd also say, no, Richie, pleasing a woman is easy. Just find out what she likes. The rest is just following orders. If she's shy, just be persistent. Remember, you have ways of making her talk. Kaboom. And actually, it's kind of sad, because my mother actually just passed away in February, so it's been almost a year. That's actually true. People wonder if she suffered. I'd have to say no, because she never saw me do stand-up. And what else was there about that? The thing is, I figured out what killed her. I think she died of the same thing that Anna Nicole Smith's son died of, embarrassment. But the thing is, now she's gone, and I really have to get laid. Not for my sake, but for her sake, because I know she's watching me, and I'm tired of watching her. I'm tired of her seeing me beat off. Kaboom. So I've had to learn some important things, like, that online dating is really overrated. For one thing, the women, they never look like their pictures. Have you noticed it? You go online, you think you're going to read this really hot 14-year-old cheerleader. 14 and a half, sorry. Yeah, you go to meet them, and they always end up looking like these 50-year-old FBI agents. And they always bring 4 friends who look just like them. Boy, talk about desperate. Golly. I mean, I'm always glad when the cops show up, too. They go, whoa, arrest these guys. These girls, excuse me. This is a really false advertising. Then there's another thing I learned. You know, like some women, they say they're so lonely that they wish they had a stalker. Turns out they're just kidding. Golly, I didn't know that. But why the hell would I need to stalk anyone anyway? I mean, seriously, I just bought a $3,000 telescope. I've seen these girls shower. Honey, you're getting a bronze shaver. You need to clean up down there. But really, honestly, why do you want to get with some of these girls? Some of these girls have got nothing but attitude. Have you noticed that? They're always answering a question with a question. You come up and say, how you doing? And it's always, how'd you get in my house? Or why are you following me? Or this is the one I can't stand. And it turns out these girls are just, I don't know if they're just attention whores or they don't know what they want. You take off the duct tape and all you hear is I said, come on, honey, that tape doesn't grow on trees. If you want me, I gotta spend money to pad the trunk too. And it's always weird to me when I see a girl that I haven't seen in a long time. It makes me realize I got to fix the lock on the trunk. Kaboom! Of course, it's weird. All right. A lot of these girls, they get kind of fickle too. They turn on you as soon as they find out the Rolex isn't real or the gun doesn't work. They start to complain. Oh, the handcuffs are too tight. Oh, the trunk is too dark. Oh, your urine tastes funny. And I tell them, I said, honey, that gun might be plastic, but my feelings are still real. And when you start running into traffic and flagging down cars, I feel like you don't even like me. But I got the light, so what to wrap up with besides duct tape? Oh, God. But, it's weird. Somebody told me I had the body of a dancer, and all I could think was, how did you find out? Is there time for one more? All right. What's interesting about these, people who get in trouble like this, some of them are really smart guys you'd never think would get in any trouble. Turns out, I don't know if you heard of it, the father of gene therapy guy, 176 IQ, got into trouble because he was molesting the girl that he was mentoring. And why am I mentioning? Oh, and what you do, because it's fun. I mean, because we should all be careful. That's why. There's a lot of sick fucks like me out there. And what he would do, he'd have the girl lie on her stomach in her underwear, and he'd get on top of her and dry hump her from behind. And all the while, she would be reading this Garfield comic book. And that whole thing just disgusted me, because I hate it when people read over my shoulder. All right. So much for that. I'm RichietheC. You never saw me here.
You guys make some noise for RichietheC. Hey, Richie, you get a Jägermeister yarmulke for your set tonight. There we go. Jägermeister yarmulke. One more.